Welcome to the Army Empire Podcast, your go-to podcast for insightful tips on investment strategies, entrepreneurship, and all things money matters. Join Bernard Alerte, your guide on this journey to financial freedom. Each episode will dive into expert advice, practical strategies, and inspiring stories to help you take control of your financial future. Whether you're an aspiring entrepreneur or a seasoned investor, we've got something for everyone. So get ready to unlock your financial potential and make your money work for you. And now, let's welcome your host, Bernard Alerte.
We're back.
Hey, how you doing? Hey, guys.
I'm good. How are you guys doing?
Doing incredible.
Awesome.
Love it.
Fantastic. Listen, I don't know if your ears were ringing earlier today, but I was having a conversation with a couple and they were discussing something about finances and how there's just some things that they don't tap into when it comes to talking about their money and who spends what. And I was like, wait a minute. Have you guys missed the podcast of marriage and money? And they were like, oh, we haven't seen. I'm like, dude, you're literally talking about what they mentioned. Aileen has mentioned transparency in the conversations. Bernard is like, it's called financial communication, where you talk about all things, but the language when it comes to your finances is non-existent.
Yes, exactly.
So
exactly.
hopefully we have some new people watching the podcast because this is going to be fantastic. All things marriage and money. Hello, guys.
Liz Walters.
Yes. Do you see that, Liz Walters? That's hilarious.
Yes.
All right, here we go. So we're gonna get this started. Partnership. I love it.
And absolutely. One thing I wanted to cover, the past couple episodes, we talked about focus on marriage and money. The first one we hit on, for example, life insurance, protection. Important to have those hard conversations about that. Then we talk about debt. The second about debt and credit. Make sure the credit's okay. Be in alignment with that. And also saving and investing. The last one. But one thing we've been talking about in business, how to as you as a husband and wife, because there's so many partners, for example, husband and wife that are together and working a business together, doing things together, or even thinking about it. For thinking about going to business. I want to go to business with my wife or my husband. I want to do something, but they're afraid how to navigate those waters, right? How did it work together, right? Like sometimes I've had people ask over the years, man, how can you work with your husband? Are you okay with your wife all day and all the time? And it's okay, right? Right. And those are questions that people have, and those are concerns that people have. Or even when they do step into say, you know what, take that leap of faith, say, you know what, yes, I want to do it versus, and it is how do they deal with it? So this is some things we've been over 25 years in business. We've been together as partners, working together as partner, 17 years, 18 years together as partners. And there's a lot of things we learned, things that we did right, a lot of things that we did wrong for trial and error, right? Yeah. And things we're still working through, we're still adjusting. Because we're not perfect, we're still growing. Like we're not human beings, or we're human becomings, right? We're always growing, going to the next level, and those are the things that we learn. So we want to share with everyone things that we learn from other people, things we've seen happen, things we experience ourselves, and they can take a page, take a key points of certain things they could do, and maybe feel comfortable about doing it. Yes. Exactly.
Fantastic.
So if you look at the first one, right? If you think about it, right? See, what's the definition of partnership? Partnership. What's the definition? Definition is two or more. There's a lot of definition, but there's two or more people coming together towards achievement of worthwhile goals. And that's the most important definition. Is two or more people, right, coming together towards the achievement of worthwhile goals, right? It's like maybe husband and wife coming together towards achieving the goals they want as a family, right?
Yeah, I think it's important to establish the goals, because that is where you turn to when there's conflict or there's a difference of opinion. You can point to things that you've set together. So if this is the goal, even though whatever is happening, but let's look at what we set as a goal. So it's more of a target that you should be
Mhm.
looking at all the time. Like
Exactly.
redirect to and focus on the goal, because you can't argue about the goal because you both said it.
Right. There's been a
Exactly.
commitment.
It's going to have like a it's like, for example, the way I look at the partnership, even success, it's like a GPS. When you put a GPS on, this is where we're gonna go.
Yeah,
We are
that's
gonna
yeah.
go. This is direction we're gonna go, right? And you put the
Yeah.
destination. This is where we want to be. This is where we're gonna go. But what happens throughout when you're going through that GPS, when you're going through that destination, but one thing it doesn't take into account, there might be a lot of things that happen along the way, right?
Mhm.
You might have an accident, right, along the way, or you might have a block road, right, or you might get a flat tire on the way there. There's a lot of things that can happen towards the destination. And what happens sometimes is two things that happens when you're off track. What it tells GPS, recalculate, and you're gonna shift a lot of times when you're gonna shift a lot of times. You're gonna have to recalculate and change and adjust. But even though you achieve, you're gonna hit some roadblocks. One thing is very important is don't ever give up on the destination, right?
Do
It's
not
like,
leave the car. Do not get
do
out of
not
the
leave the car.
car.
And now, for example, if you're gonna go home, and the way I look at this is the way most people have to look at success, right? If you're gonna go home, for example, you're gonna go home, right? Guess what happens? You might have flat tire, but guess what happens? You might have to get out and change your tire,
Mhm.
right? So, but no matter what, there's never a doubt in your mind that you're gonna get home. It might take you longer than you expected, but you're gonna get home, right?
Mhm.
And people have to look success the same way. I'm gonna get to where I need to go. We might have a flat tire along the way. The car might break down. You might have to take a tow truck, but no matter what, you're gonna get home. And people have to look at success as Wolf said. We're gonna get there. It might take it longer than we expected. It might be harder than we expected, but no matter what, we're gonna get to the destination.
There's
So
also
don't change the destination because the destination is that goal.
Exactly, exactly.
and it's funny because if you have two strong leaders, I may see a different path to get there, and he may see another path.
Mhm.
So that's where conflict can come, but we know we're gonna get there. The only thing
Absolutely.
we just have to work out. And it be like, and most of the time, like, okay, let's go your way. And if I know that there's a problem there, I am going to submit and say, you know what? When we get to the place and we don't get there, then he's gonna try my way.
Yeah, it's a pivot.
Yeah, it's a pivot, but I'm not gonna argue and keep going at it. I'm gonna be like, you know what? You make final decision. We're gonna try this way. If it
Absolutely.
doesn't work, then we go this way.
Absolutely. So let's take a look at the next slide, for example, right? So if you look at no two partnerships are alike. You see, it's never no two partnerships are alike. For example, you might have a situation where a husband and wife say, you know what, we're gonna go to business together. We're gonna do it right away, right? That might be the situation that happens. Or it might be, let's say the husband says, I'm gonna go for it, or the wife works. Or the wife works, or it might be a different situation where the wife actually is working and the husband goes out and runs the business, goes after it, or vice versa. Or it might be they're both doing it part-time, right? They work at full-time jobs and they're working a side business part-time. So either way, so there's different levels of partnership.
Stages.
There's different stages. No two partnerships alike. That's the first one that people have to accept. The second rule is roles always change. One thing with us, roles change and evolve during the partnership depending on what's needed in the business.
Yes.
Right. So
Roles
true.
roles change and evolve during. For example, what you started doing earlier may not be what you. For example, when we were working and getting the business on the ground, like we were in the financial field. We were both in the field. She was seeing clients. She was seeing clients, and I was seeing clients because we were trying to get it off the ground. So
that was our goal, to get to a point.
We had to get it going. We had to get it going. So to get it, we want to get it going as fast as possible. So we need both to be out there to do it, right? Then eventually, what transition is next transition to the point that she had to maybe take a step. Now we had a couple of agents working with us, so she had to take a step back, and she was actually working a little bit on the back end, like doing the paperwork, admin, a little bit admin work that needed to happen, right? So that's where her role was. It transitioned to that role. Then eventually, it transitioned as she had health challenges, right? So we had to take a step back, and we had to hire someone. She had to hire someone, and she was out there doing the technology part of our business, which is where she's at right now, running technology of the business, help with the licensing part. So the roles totally change and evolve.
Instantly. Yeah.
And just to be honest with you, if something were to happen, God forbid, she would actually evolve and say, you know what, I gotta go out and see clients. I gotta be able to take a different role. So the roles always evolve. You always gotta be fluid, like water, fluid all the time. Never say this is what I do and this is what I do.
And I'm not doing that. No,
and it's what necessary for the business.
Right. And it says what's needed in the business. I don't like being on the field because I didn't like to be in people's houses and strangers. Like it was uncomfortable for me, right? Yeah. So, but I did it because it had to be done and we had a goal.
Yeah.
So there's things that we may not want to do, but there's things that we have to do.
Correct. Correct. So good.
Exactly. So that's the second thing that might happen in partnerships. And you have to be able to know where your partnership is, where your business is needed at that time. It's like, this is what we needed, so let's both get it done.
Also knowing each other's strengths. Those are roles too. Like Absolutely. I'm very good in teaching. So that's why licensing, coaching, helping people get their license in our business was very natural. I'm very strong. I'm a good teacher. And he's a good leader. So he led the team. So we know those are our strengths. So we use them. But at the beginning, that's not what was needed.
Yes.
You understand? So it's important to know your goal. Again, the goal.
Right. Yes. Mm-hmm.
If you look at going back to number 3, right? Set goals that is important for both of you.
Yes.
You have this is what a lot of partnership I see couples don't do, right? You have to set goals that is important for both of you, and it takes a lot of introspection because sometimes you might have like a spouse that's all they want is the bills to be paid. That to them, that's success on their part. Versus another part might say, we need more. We need to get more. We need bigger. We need this. We need that. So what happens is there's a disconnect there.
Yeah.
So you have to set goals that are important for both of you.
So the is different.
The common ground, because you're going to have a disconnect versus where this is what would happen. Sometimes you may have like we broke even, we paid our bills, right?
So
let's go relax. Well, the next person might say, no, we have to.
We gotta go forward. We gotta go for bigger, better, next level.
So you have to talk about what's important for both of you. You have to have a common ground, because what happens is, especially when you're starting a business, getting it going, you gotta work. You have to invest a lot of time and energy, right? Just to get for example, if you look at a rocket ship, right? Rocket ship uses a lot of fuel and energy when it's about to take off, more than when it's right. So a lot of times to get a business going, you have to spend a lot of energy. It gives it all you got, right? It gives it all you got. And also the reason it's important to have goals, because we have a priority, right? God, family, and business, right? This is the priority, God, family, and business. But sometimes in the beginning, you can't have an A in everything. In the beginning, it might be a little bit, you might have a little bit here and there. You might have to transit. For example, is if you get a business going, you may not be there for all the kids' games, all the kids' practices. You may not be able to do all these things as much as you would like to. You may not be able to,
or the house be top
notch, or have or be able to have like especially it's hard. And there's a guilt happening sometimes, a lot of times with women leaders, right? For example, they have this guilt because sometimes you're getting your business going and you have other people criticizing you. Oh, you're never home. You're a bad mom. You're a bad dad. You're a bad husband, bad wife, and you this and that. And you have you have this, and you feel this guilt, right? You feel this guilt because people put it on you, or maybe you feel yourself because you want to be able to cook and be able to clean the house and everything, be a mom too. And sometimes in the beginning, you can't be it all. You can't get A's in everything.
Right.
You have to be able to have some trade-offs. And the reason it's important to have those goals have to be important because those are the things that's going to keep you going. When those times, when you have those doubts, when people, everyone is see critics, right? Toward family. Oh, you never see you. You never come to events. And this is something that helped me so much because I used to have this guilt, right? Oh my gosh. I remember when I was getting the business going. I remember my aunt, right? I didn't go to any family function because listen, I come from West Indian family. There was a communion, birthday, everything, something every single time, every single
weekend.
month. Somebody's getting married, right? So I remember for a while I didn't go because I was getting it going because it was Saturdays, was important. And I remember I was getting it going. Then all of a sudden, my aunt says, oh, man, Bernard never goes anywhere that's wrong. He's disconnected from the family, right? And I felt good. My mom had to talk to me like, listen, you have people say you disconnect, that you're not. Like, okay. So I actually went to a wedding, right? I actually went to a wedding, and I never forget. My aunt was telling me I was at my cousin, right? My cousin was a police officer, right? So I was like, what happened to such and so? Where's such and such? Oh, he's doing a double shift. He's a police, so he's doing a double shift. He has to work. So I'm like, oh, it's okay for them to double shift, but me, I was like, since then I totally shifted. I said, no, I'm gonna focus. I'm gonna focus on the business. I'm gonna do what we need to do, and we're gonna stay focused on our goals, right? And to the point, they knew, people knew we draw the line. And so what happens? Because people will test you,
Yes.
right? So we drew the line that listen. Here's what everybody you in the family.
Yeah,
it's tough for everybody you in the family. They knew if you get married. Saturday is a very busy day for me. If you get married on a Saturday, if someone dies on Saturday, anything happens, Bernard's not gonna be there. Bernard is not gonna, and they know already. Bernard is not gonna be there, okay? And they knew, so they never invited me. It's okay, but guess what happens? Eventually, they respect you.
Yeah,
they'll respect you,
Yes.
right? Because people respect is people that stand their ground, that commit to something, right? So those are things that are important. But what George, there's a lot of guilt. So the goals that you set, this one's important. Said goals are important for both of you because the goals that you set are what's going to keep you going.
Yes.
Or what's going to keep you going through tough times.
Or to point to when it gets
you
hard.
go back. It's the glue.
yeah.
It's that element that actually keeps you together, right?
So good.
Number 4, you have to embrace each other's differences and strengths, right? You have to embrace. Everybody's different. We all have different things that we're good at, and you have to embrace each other's differences and strengths. Yeah. Because there's things that she's better at than me, and there are things I may be better at than her. But that's okay. You have to embrace that, okay? Not to compete, not to try to, you have to work on your strength, not your weaknesses, right? Yeah. For example, one thing that was important for us when we're growing a team, we have people that we're working with. And one thing that was, as men in general, I'm a kind of person, I'm a solutions-driven person. When someone comes to me and I'm like, okay, I have this challenge, and they're talking, and they're expressing how they feel, I'm already, in my mind, in solution. How do we fix this? How do we fix this? How do we fix it? I'm solutions-driven person, right? And all of a sudden, I said, okay, we're going to do this and that. And what was happening is it wasn't happening. And I realized sometimes they want to be heard.
They want to vent.
They want to vent and want to be heard, not to have a solution right away. So when I realized that's what's happening, I said, Aileen, you need to speak to this person. Because she was better at, she's better at to be able to let them talk, let them vent. And it's something I'm working at, right? It's something better on.
It's being patient, because I understand they just need to talk and asking permission. Are you need to talk, or are you looking for a solution? It's like asking permission. And Bernard was so like, okay, hurry up, tell me the problem so I could give you a solution. And I'm like, no, just listen. I will tell him. I'll hear the person talking. I'm like, just listen, because the person's talking and you're in your head trying to resolve.
Yeah.
Not listening. That's not listening.
And that's something I'm working on, and I've got, but I realized realized I say, you know what? I think, but sometimes I realize she's better at that than she's great at technology working. So if something needs to be done, I'm like, I'm not even gonna try. She's better at that than me. And I said, I need help. And we're working on this, working on that. I need your help with that. So, but there's also things I might be better at also and she accepts. But what happens when you're both strong at something? when you're both strong, what happens and how do you deal with that? Sometimes you have to keep focused. Go back to number
The
one.
goal.
What's important? Sometimes you may have to give it. Somebody has to be the hero.
Yeah.
You have to be willing to win. You have to willing to lose the battle and win the war.
I choose my
You have
battles
to choose certain
with
things.
Bernard, because I'm like, if I feel like no, we're gonna hit the wall on this one, I will stand my ground. But if I know, like, we're gonna hit the goal anyway if we do it your way, we're gonna hit it.
Mhm.
There's times that I know when to challenge the conversation. It's not to tell him we're gonna do it my way. No, let's explore this a little bit more. Let's talk about this. Well, what if this? What if that? And then he's like, oh yeah, oh, I didn't think of that. I didn't think of that.
Absolutely. Compromise.
Mhm.
And you learn. Sometimes you just gotta let them listen. We have partners that work with us. Sometimes you have a partner that's very aggressive. Go get her. Where someone's more calm, but it's okay. Sometimes is a passive. So the key is not to get the calm person to be more aggressive, or the passive person. It's not the other way around. It's okay. That's just who you are. That's your personality. So how do we work together towards what? To make that effective.
Yeah, we're talking about two different things here. We're talking about strengths, weaknesses, right? Strengths and differences. Like, he knows I am more serious and more like I'm very focused and I'm intense. He's more funny and he handles things in a funny way and like, right? And he accepts that, but we gel. I don't know how he deals with me and I don't know how I deal with him, because he just comes out with the funniest things and then I have to laugh, Or sometimes I'm like, babe, you got to get serious. This is not like a laughing matter here. So it's just funny. It's like, you know your husband, you know your spouse, you know what I mean?
It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
So I embrace the difference. I don't fight it. I don't try to change him. I accept the difference. But
I love that. I love that.
But then I appreciate it because I'm like, damn, Aileen, who would deal with you? You're sometimes really intense, I am. I get real passionate. And I want things done in excellence and all that. I'm a perfectionist, right? So, and then we're both control freaks too. So it's like, we have learned when to let go.
She's very good at certain things. Like one of her talents she has is she can see like an empty room. She's very creative, so she can see an empty room and actually see
furnish it with my eyes.
Furnish it with eyes. She can just see it. And me, I need to see a model.
He's
I need
like
to
this.
see what it looks like. Like if you tell me empty space, I'm like,
we could do
it's
this.
empty. It's empty. So I know she's good at that. So I'm not gonna try to like. When she's like, we're gonna do this and that, like I'm like,
it's like a Pinky in the Brain. He's like seasoned, execute, and I execute.
Oh, good.
And that's what happens, right? So if you look at the next slide, right, and this is so important, so important. Do not, and I repeat, do not. I repeat, do not compare yourself to other partnerships or other couples. Do not, because why? Because you don't know the changes they went through or are going through right now, because everyone wears a social mask.
Yes.
What you see on the outside may not be what's happening on closed doors. Now,
everyone wears a social mask. Hold on, I'm writing that down.
Yeah, it's the truth.
It's true.
Because one thing that hurts marriage and partnerships is you compare yourself. Oh man, they look like they have it all together because maybe they act like they have it all together, right? And or they're like, oh, you see on social media, oh my gosh, they're like finishing each other's sentences, they work together, oh my gosh, and all that stuff. And you're ready, oh my gosh, we're about to kill each other, right? And you want to choke, and you think there's something wrong with you.
Yeah.
So good.
You think there's something wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with you. Everybody wears social masks. Don't listen. I've seen people on like outside look good, but I've seen like it's like, oh my gosh, right? It's been around a while, and you see, oh my gosh, but that's why you don't compare. Do not compare your partner to somebody else. Do not say, I wish you could be this other person. Why can't you be like this person?
That's so hurtful.
Or like tell your husband, why can't you be like this? Because listen, the guy might look like he has it all together, but you don't even know
what they went through.
And you don't even know what's going on. You don't know what's happening. So do not compare. Do not compare yourself to to other partnership. Do not do that, because it's a sure way to fail and hurt yourself as a couple.
Yeah,
right?
like people like, why? How you work with your husband? I'm like, that's my best friend. He's been through everything with me. You
Right.
know, I nearly died a couple of times. I mean, it's like our closeness. It's just
Yeah.
we could be at each other, or we could be so close. You know, like, oh, lovey dovey, and that's the way we are. I mean, that is really the way we are. I ain't gonna hide that.
Mhm.
That's the way we are.
Absolutely, and that's okay. We're not. It's
Not
you're not.
perfect,
It's the key.
no.
The goal is not to be perfect, but it's just that. It's just it's just the way things work sometimes.
If you're real, you're testament. You're to others, because that is not the norm. That pretty picture on social media is not it.
Yeah,
It's
don't
not
do that. The people, you've seen that happen again and again, but I've seen it's bad, especially in bid. Do not compare yourself, and don't like, oh, this person's like this, because I've seen it. And it's very hurtful to each partner.
Yeah.
And once you do that, then you open doors for not good things to happen in the process.
That's a real good one. Number 5 is amazing.
Absolutely,
Mhm.
That's wisdom.
yes. So if you look at it right now, and number 6, you have to be an asset to your partner, not the liability. Be an
Mm.
asset. You want to be an asset to the partner. You want to be. What does that actually mean? Doesn't mean that you have to bring money in, but asset means what's your attitude? How's your mindset? Are you
Your support.
are you supportive? Are you negative?
Are you
Are you negative
contributing?
all the time?
Mhm.
Are you contributing towards it? You have to wake up. What am I doing, right? Which is the couple slides after, we're going to talk about that. What you have to be an asset. I want it to be an asset. I don't want to be the one that causes the business, anything to go wrong. I want to be an asset. I want to be a plus. I want to be because I'm here, because you're present, everything's going to work. Because you are in my life, because you are in it, we're doing this business together. No one can take your place. We're going to make this work. That's an asset.
We got goals.
That's called being an asset. Because of you,
Mhm.
because of me, things are gonna go in the right direction. I'm gonna make sure that because I'm involved, we're involved together, things are gonna go right. So that's called the mindset of being an asset versus, are you someone when things, for example, sometimes things don't go right in business. You might have a lot of days, things you might have some drought sometimes.
Mhm. Are you gonna jump ship?
And sometimes,
are you gonna be like, that's your
sometimes
problem?
sometimes the person doesn't feel good and anything like that, and the worst thing they want to do is come home and have just negative, because they lean. The most important person you want to believe in you is your spouse.
Mhm.
Correct.
Is your spouse.
Mhm.
Right, and don't, and also when you see things don't go right, and sometimes you have to be a strong partner when you see sometimes things don't go right. Don't be like, well, if you want to quit. No, you don't do that. You tell them not to quit,
Mm-mm.
because it's very easy. Oh my God, if you don't feel it's not working right, honey,
Then just don't do
just
it.
don't do it. And
No.
that's called being a liability.
Mhm.
Mm.
That's
So
called being a liability, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's like when Peter told Jesus, right, you don't have to go through that. And what did he say? Get behind thee. I'm not gonna say,
Yeah.
but you have to be that person to be an asset. Number 7, you have to communicate and maybe over communicate. Communicate. You can never over communicate.
He's good with that.
There's no such thing as over communicate.
I'm like, babe, I heard you the first time,
Express
the
your
second
thought.
time, and the
I'll
third
say it
time.
twice. I'll say it twice, 2, 3 times.
Yeah.
They call me Bernard 3 times. I'll say something 3 times. I'll say it. I'll say it again. I'll say it again, because I feel like, and you have to over communicate sometimes.
And sometimes he talks to me like 3 or 4. I'm like, babe, I feel like I'm stupid because you keep saying the same thing over and over.
No, because I know it. And guess what? Sometimes, you know why? Because she'll forget. Oh, you didn't say that. Yes, I did say it that way. Yes, I did. So communicate and over communicate. It's better to over communicate than under communicate.
Mhm.
Wow.
I'd rather someone say you're saying too many. You told me too much versus you didn't tell me enough.
Yeah.
Correct. That's a really good one. That's a good one. It's a funny one, but it's a good one.
Yeah, absolutely, right. And also, when there's conflict, you have to use a strategy of correction, protection, and direction.
Mm.
Correction, protection, direction. When something goes apart, you may have to correct them, right? But correct with love. You want to correct to protect. So, honey, this is why we can't do this, because what? We want to protect, because this is what's going to happen.
Mhm.
I don't want to correct just to correct you because you did something wrong.
Right.
I want to be able to correct, to
The
protect.
reason why.
And you can apply it to everything that you talk. You talk to your
Everything.
kids. If you talk to people that work with you, right? You correction, protection, and direction.
And
Because I will correct. And also, one thing that's very important, you have to correct privately and praise publicly.
Hey, say that again.
one.
Always correct privately and praise publicly.
Yeah.
Praise publicly. You praise your spouse publicly. You don't correct them. You don't correct or let your no, especially not in front of coworkers or employees or business partners. You never want to do that. But if you use that strategy of correction, protection, direction, and anything that you do, something goes wrong. Okay, we need to correct. But I have to correct Liz to help her how to protect herself. This is why you shouldn't do it, because this is what I'm trying to protect you.
Yes.
Why you should say, because this is the best way to go. This is what I should have done. And if you apply that in anything,
Yes.
it comes then at that point you come from love and people receive it more, because they say the reason I'm trying to correct is to protect you.
Yes.
Or protect the business. Or protect this, right? This is why it's important. Right?
So good.
And number 9, right? This is the hard part, right? This is the hard part. And I'm working on it. I am working on it. You have to try to wake up every day and ask, what can I do to make my partner's life better? I think what happens is you look at, okay, oh, what can you do for me? What have you done? Like that Janet Jackson, what have you done for me lately? Right? What have you done for me? Right? That's what people do, right? What have you done for me? But if everybody, and that's the hard part, but that's something you have to be very conscious of, says when you wake up in the morning, every day, say, what can I do to make my partner's life better? What can I do today? What are some steps I can do today to make her life better? What can I do today to make his life better? What can I do today for alleviate the business? What can I do? What can I do? Now what can he or she do? What can I do?
Yeah. A lot of us wake up like, giving a list. Okay, he got to do this. And you're not like, wait a minute. What can I do for you? If he takes care of me and I take care of him, then we're covered.
Yes. That's the main thing. And if you take that mind, and listen, you may not get it back. It doesn't matter. The key is, what can I do?
Right.
What can I do to make it life right?
So good.
And number 10 is schedule time alone to recharge and celebrate.
We're working on this.
Schedule time alone. Schedule time alone to recharge. Yes, you need time alone to recharge. You need the time to reconnect. You need time to get, especially in business, and when you work in a business, right? You gotta work. You gotta spend time.
You have to renew, because you gotta get new ideas and stop.
You can get burned out. So you have to recharge, but not too much. Okay, no. You have there's a timing for everything. I say, well, I need to go you don't need to go every month. That's not what it is. It's every 90 days, 120 days. Again, like you can go back, and time alone means like you go on a date. Doesn't mean you don't go on vacation. You just go, let's go on a date. Let's just go on a date. Let's just
strategize.
Let's not talk about
Talk about the future.
Let's talk about everything. Recharge and write some goals. So if you go trips, like we use, with Fortune Company pays for a lot of our trips, so we use that. Yeah, date your spouse. Absolutely. Yeah, we use that to go, but you gotta schedule time alone. Schedule time alone. That's important, and recharge and celebrate. Absolutely.
So good. These 10 points, guys, if y'all didn't take notes, I got a bunch of notes here. This was amazing information. Watch the replay. Take it slow. Speak to your spouse. Send this link to your spouse. If you're watching it by yourself, no. You need to send it to him or send it to her so that they can watch. What's the definition of partnership? And these 10 important tips. This is strategy right here. Like, I'm serious. The correction, the protection, direction, all of it was so good. So good. This is marriage and money. This is for real. This is serious stuff. Absolutely.
It's so important. We see it happen time and time again. We see time again with the disconnect, and it's tips. People just need to be equipped with the right have the right mindset. going forward, and be able to learn to grow together. And like we said, we're human becomings. We're not human beings. We're not set. We're growing. We're always growing together. The key is to grow together and to make sure both spouses grow together. If you grow together, if you go in the same direction,
Mhm.
it changes everything. Because going like if you go to the biggest challenge I have, and the reason I always encourage, and I'm just telling everyone now, if you're thinking about going to bank, do it. Because the worst thing that happens is you have sometimes you have a spouse does one thing, the other spouse does another thing, and it totally disconnect, and they don't it's totally
They don't
this
realize that they could be a dynamic duo.
dynamic duo.
Yeah.
They realize they can work together, and sometimes you go in there, they have their issues, and they miss, and they bring the same.
But
But
I also think if you have two businesses that fall under the family business, is good, because multiple income streams brings wealth.
Mhm.
But the thing is that you're together in those goals. Like, what is the ultimate goal?
Mhm.
You understand? So I think it's important to be in the same page.
That's the most
Communication
important
to
thing.
me. Let's say I'm 10x. I think of something and I'm thinking already scaling and how can we do this and
Mhm.
reaching a million. And
Mhm.
yeah, and maybe the spouse don't get it yet. Then that means you have to discuss it so that you could be both on the same wavelength.
Mhm.
It's not like, oh, you have a different goal, I have a different goal, or you're not as ambitious as I am. No, it's because we're not understanding each other's wants,
It's just a
goals.
different language. And also, if you ever think about what you should do now, the main question is when we succeed, is our quality of life as a family going to be better because
Right.
of this?
Right.
Yes.
If the
So
answer
good.
if the answer is yes, go for it.
There it is.
Mhm.
There it
for
is.
Only question is our quality of life. When if we do what we're supposed to do,
Mhm.
will our quality of life, which is
Yeah.
more time in the future and more money, is that gonna get better? If the answer is yes, go for it.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're gonna
Absolutely.
have to go to ups and downs. It doesn't matter. Go for it. Focus on the outcome. Focus on the prize, not the price.
Mm-hmm.
Focus on the prize, not the price. Right?
Yes.
And one thing
There's a
I know,
price to pay. Mm-hmm. There's a
exactly,
price, a sacrifice.
God
Mm-hmm.
always gives us the destination, but He'll never give us the journey.
Mm-hmm. Very true.
He'll never give us a journey. He's like, okay, this is where you should be. This is what I expect from you. But the journey, because who you become is in the journey.
Correct.
Who you
Correct.
grow, the way you become as listen, we face a lot of challenges growing a business together. And to be honest with you, I don't regret any of them.
Me neither.
Mm-hmm.
I don't regret any of them because I am who I am today, and we're still growing, is because we face those challenges, because we're able to overcome that. Because the victory is in the overcoming.
Yes, the victory is in the
It's in
overcoming.
Not the victory is overcoming. Overcoming doubt, fear, all these different things. That's where the victory is.
And it shows your
Yes.
character. It shows your character. It just it magnifies what is the potential and what can happen to arrive to
Yes.
the destination.
Absolutely.
So good.
So good.
This episode was amazing. And this is it. Have we closed with this one?
Yes, marriage and money. Absolutely. Yes.
Woo! This was so,
Until next
so.
time.
Listen,
Yes.
this was so. It was impeccable. It was
Mhm.
crazy good. Crazy good. I absolutely love this episode as well as the other. This was a 4-series episode. You're gonna see the playlist on YouTube, so you can watch it again. Even on Facebook, it'll be on for 30 days. And to those that watched on Instagram as well, that jumped on Matt Costello and
Mhm.
Squire Empire,
Yes.
joined
Oh,
on Instagram.
Absolutely. Awesome. Good buddies of
Right.
mine.
And those of you that joined us here, of course, thank you, coaches and Lizzie Winfrey. That's funny. Listen, we always have a blast here on Tuesdays. Please share this. Share this with someone else. Don't be a gatekeeper and share this with others. Thank you so much, Bernard. Thank you, Aileen. We can't wait to see you again in some future episode of some sort. We shall see.
Maybe I'll take over
She'll be back
a podcast.
Yeah, let her take over. That'll be good.
Yes,
right?
yes. Podcast takeover. That sounds funny. That would be great. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. And we will see you again next Tuesday, this exact same time, for another great topic. Till next time. Bye.
See you guys. Take care, guys. Thanks so much for logging on.
Thanks for tuning in to the Army Empire podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to subscribe and share it with your friends. Join us next week for another exciting edition, and until then, keep building your empire.